back to later HP. If you remember, I bought this car like 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago probably. It was missing the front wheels and the suspension and everything like that. Both sides, it was a nightmare. This whole side was sideswiped, and I finally just got it back from the frame shop, which I don't have any footage of, and also the paint shop, which, as you can see, this thing was fully painted except the roof. The whole side, back, trunk, rear bumper, everything was painted, because there was just like little dings here and there, and I just wanted to make sure that it's gonna be flawless. Right now it's dirty because it rained, and while I was towing it, it was raining, so right now it's completely dirty. But all I got left is assembly, I guess. Look how dirty the underhood is. That's just crazy. But that's just minor problems there. I still need to get the right grill. This is a limited. This bumper came off a limited, so it does have the camera and everything, but it doesn't have the ST badge, so I can't have that. I gotta get the right grill. We are putting a Whipple intercooler on there while we have the bumper off. I need to go ahead and assemble these doors. These doors I bought from the dealer, so they were painted inside out, and again, they came out awesome. I had to put the trash bags up like that, but so everything is painted. It's just mostly assembly time. I did pick up some airbags from the dealer. Believe it or not, current airbags and other airbags are cheaper from the dealer than people want on eBay, and it's just ridiculous. I guess people don't know, and they just buy used airbags instead of going to the dealer buying brand new ones. And I'll show you how those are packaged. They're actually really nicely packaged. I gotta take everything out from the inside. Everything that was removed, I gotta take that out and remove the seats, because if you remember from the last video, or the very first video, that wheel that was ripped out completely, they put it in the back seat, and it tore the leather. So what I did was I bought a complete new set of seats. They're brand new takeoffs, and they actually come with screens, and I'm hoping those will work. They are massage seats and heated and cooled, so I'm hoping they're gonna work. I'm just gonna replace them. It's gonna be easier for me to just take the seats out, lower the headliner, remove these bags, and then assemble everything. That should take care of the airbag light, because I did get the SRS module from myairbags.com, and it's been reset. As far as buying doors, I ended up buying the two driver's side doors, and they're just shells from the dealer. Also, they were cheaper because people want like 1,500 bucks and up for the complete doors, and I could not even find this color anywhere. I guess people don't wreck this color, or maybe it's just a little rare. I don't know. I don't see them much on the roads in this color, so I ended up just buying two shells because I have the original doors. They're just completely tore up, but now I just have to swap everything over, including the wiring, and every single piece on this door has to go onto the new door. Same thing for the front. This is the rear, and I got the front door also, which I'm kind of glad that the mirror actually survived, because it has the cameras. This thing is fully loaded. It's got the surround cameras. It's got every option possible. And if you didn't know, Whipple does make EcoBoost upgrades, this is a huge intercooler for this 3.0 liter 2021 Ford Explorer ST. This also fits the 2.3 Explorer, and this cooler is actually got a backstory behind it, because this is the very first cooler I installed like 3 years ago, and that video is up on my channel, getting a lot of hate because I didn't know how to edit. I still probably don't, but I'm getting better. I'm trying. If you know the original size intercooler, which you will see once I remove the bumper, it's just a joke. It's just a little tiny intercooler up there. Look at this unit. This thing is solid, thick, and we're gonna get this thing tuned by Whipple, and it's gonna be super fast. And also yesterday, Sprouse Auto Glass came out. They're the best quality and affordable windshield or window, any kind of glass you need for any car. So if you need any kind of glass for your vehicle, truck, car, SUV, whatever, check out Sprouse Auto Glass. They're the best. I'm sure I mentioned earlier, but this thing was painted by Roman's Custom Garage in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And the cool thing is, they literally painted the whole thing except the roof, but that was my request. I wanted to fix every single dent on this thing, so everything was painted and all matches. Another cool thing is when they remove things like this back piece right here for the camera and stuff, when they spray it, it's easier to remove it, and when they do, they either put it back or they had all the hardware and the parts inside ready to install. So I just installed that, so, and seems like it's working. So if you need a nice paint job for affordable price, hit up Roman's Custom Garage. That's how much I hate assembling doors. It's not hard, it just takes a lot of time, and there's lots of clips, but it's got to be done, so let's get it over with. Assembling doors is not hard, it just takes time. I just hate it. I'd rather swap an engine or swap a transmission or anything else besides reassembling doors. But it's not hard, it just, you gotta take your time and do one door at a time, and that's why I left these old ones assembled, just so I can take it apart and reassemble it right away. Otherwise these things would be in the trash a long time ago. The first door always takes longer. Once you figure out all the clips, where to press them, where to pull them, where to twist it, it gets easier. So take your time. Actually pretty cool how they're assembled. And I need to get it down to match up with these two holes here, and then push the two tabs so I could get the glass out of the assembly. So I just remove the motor, that way it frees up, and then you're able to slide the glass up or down by hand. Another way to do it is on some cars it's hard to get to this motor, sometimes it's on the inside or whatever, so I'll just, you know, it's just a 2-pin connector. I'll just give it 12 volts either one way or another, and it'll send it up or down, whatever you need. Just keep swapping them. That's another way to do it. But in this case it's super easy because this whole thing is one assembly. I already got all these loose. I got the glass down, matching up with the tabs. I'm going to take a longer screwdriver and push on each tab and take the glass out. Well, I got the rear door assembled. That only took like an hour and a half. Quick tip, before you install the handle, they're all a little bit different on each Ford, like a Fusion, Focus, they're all a little bit different. Same concept, but a little bit different. So I guess when you take this screw out to get the handle out, if you take it out too much or not enough, then when you're assembling, the handle doesn't want to go back in. So make sure you understand how it works before you put the whole assembly in, because if you don't, you're going to be taking it out again. And that's what I did. But the front door should be quicker. It's just about to get dark. It gets dark quick out here. But here's the rear shell. I just take everything off of it. Every little clip, every little screw had to come out, which is nice because I had the whole assembly. Sometimes when you get damaged and it's too much damage, you'll have to like cut a hole and to free up some of the stuff. But this one wasn't crazy bad. It was just mostly on the bottom, so it was pretty easy. On the Expedition 3 years ago, I had to cut the skin out, the outer skin, just to get inside there and remove some of the wiring, which is no big deal. What I'll do with this front door is I'm going to remove the whole door off the hinges and then take it inside because it's about to get dark, and it should be pretty quick. That way I could just slap the door on, and then I'll have to take the interior apart, which should be quick also. But can't do everything in one day. Days are short. Time is limited. See you later. Yo, it's 20 degrees outside and Explorer is missing a door, but got it inside here. This is the old door. There's a new one. Let's get it assembled. Life hack. If there's not enough daylight, you work through the night. Well, would you look at that? Both doors are assembled. Everything works. Windows go up and down. It's looking good. Now it's time to rip the seats out and get the headliner down. Get rid of this. Get rid of the airbag light. So this is what it looks like now. With no seats. I'm about to vacuum it real quick and change the airbags. Alright, so I got this thing vacuumed up inside a little bit, just so it's cleaner to work in. Right now, I'm gonna drop this headliner and replace the airbags, curtain airbags. There we go. What's cool about the headliner is I'm pretty sure just held by magnets. Ford really cared about the people, because look, boom, everything's on magnets. Kind of want to just take the whole headliner out and see if I can repair it a little bit. Because there's a spot in the passenger front where it ripped, where the handle is. So it'd be cool to just take the whole thing out. Where it's ripped over here, where the handle was, on the passenger side, it sucks. So I'm gonna take the whole thing out and see if I can repair it somewhat. It'd be nice if I laid the back seats down. Idiot. The cool thing about these airbags, when you get them new, they're so well packaged from the dealer. They actually, I think, well, I opened it upside down, an idiot, but look at this. They come in like a metal thing. It gives you some probably instructions, whatever. But yeah, look at that. And it's cheaper than mine used. So before you buy new airbags, or before you buy used airbags, check on the new pricing, because this was much cheaper. I'm not going to mention the pricing because I get better deals. But I'm assuming there's a left and a right. I'm sure AZ, maybe not. I don't know. Should be a left and a right, I think. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Break the new glass. That would suck. Imagine doing this with the headliner in here. That will not be swell. That'll do it. These parachutes right here save lives. But obviously there is a left and a right. This whole thing is kind of flipped. So this is the driver's side. Just gonna take this unit. Well, I just put the seats in and they look great. They're brand new takeoffs. And then I went ahead and tried to hit the power button and the TV. And nothing. So here's the problem. I had to reuse my original module from the seat, and I put it on this seat, and the previous seats didn't have TVs, so now I have to figure out which module I need for the right part number or whatever, because I don't think I can change anything in ForceScan to make the TVs work, so I'm gonna have to replace the module. No big deal, I'll figure that out later. Also, there's tons of codes, and that's why it's running like garbage, is because everything in the front clip is unplugged. Turbocharger bypass valve, air cooled temperature sensor, so everything's unplugged. Everything is unplugged in the front. Also, the airbag light is still on because the sensors under the hood are not plugged in. So left sensor, right sensor. So it's looking good. It's the half of the codes are gone. The ABS light is still on because I'm missing the left front speed sensor, which I think I have one. I'm not sure, but I'll check that out right now. So I got the front left wheel off, and I've discovered that the ABS sensor is actually ripped and half of it's missing, so I will have to order that. I'm starting a list right now on my phone in the notes, and that's the first thing on the list. There's going to be more to it. This is why I have tons of codes in the front, because none of this stuff is plugged in. But anyways, I got to remove the front bumper to get the Whipple intercooler back there, and once I assemble that, I think I can put the bumper on and leave it on until I get the right grill. This grill actually came off a limited, so it looks the same, but there's no ST badge, and I kind of want to get the right grill, so I'll have to remove this bumper once again sometime in the future. And if you remember, this whole side was damaged, so both doors, fender were replaced, and it looks like this rear wheel took a slight hit as well, so one of the control arms is actually bent. I'm going to remove the wheel, and hopefully I can tell which control arm is bent. I'm guessing the upper front, or if there's just one, then the upper one. So let's find out, so we can get this wheel straightened and then take it to alignment. So it's very hard to tell what's actually bent, but I'm pretty sure this upper control arm is bent. That's why the wheel is tilted that way. It's cambered, and that control arm actually is not adjustable, but the bottom one here is adjustable. So this bottom one is actually probably bent also. I can't really tell, but I know this, the whole main control arm is fine, because usually they just snap, but this one is still solid in one piece. So I'm gonna get this lower control arm and then this upper control arm, and that should put this wheel straight enough to where I can take it to alignment and they'll adjust it properly. So I just took this front end apart, which was pretty easy because nothing was plugged in still, and this is actually a harness that you can buy separately, and it plugs right here. So whenever you're removing the shutter on these Explorers, you would just unplug the plug there and unplug it on the other side. And that's why I have tons of codes right now, because none of the sensors in the front were plugged in, And what I noticed is, I believe that this is for adaptive cruise, which I was missing the module that I ordered, but I didn't realize that I'm missing a connector. And I'm pretty sure I can buy this pigtail for like 20 bucks. And if not, I could just buy the whole harness. I've got the part number here. Pretty sure this harness would be less than 100 bucks probably. And I'd be safer because who knows what else got damaged. If this got ripped out, it's possible that another wire or two are loose inside or ripped. So I'd rather just replace this. So I will have to take this front clip apart once again when I get the harness. And but for right now, as you can see, I think that there's probably a hole in the intercooler. Look how small this thing is. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's a joke. Like, this is the intercooler on the 3.0 Explorer, ST Explorer. So I've got this huge mega cooler from Whipple. This thing's been around for about 3-4 years now, and it's been on a few different cars. It still has low miles, but it's just the intercooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one on here and go from there and plug in some of the sensors and see if I can get rid of this. See if I can get rid of those extra codes in the PCM. Look at this little thing. So yeah, keep in mind that Whipple, not only do they do superchargers, they actually have these EcoBoost upgrades, and you're going from this to the big mega coolers is the right thing to do, even if I wasn't tuning the car, because you want cooler air for your turbos. It's just makes sense. Plus, look at this. This is just plastic, and it could eventually leak here at the crimps. It won't be a problem with the Whipple because it's a solid unit. And so let's get rid of this. I just gotta swap over the sensor to the new Whipple cooler, and I can reinstall it. This is you, and this is the guy she tells you not to worry about. Look at this huge intercooler. That's crazy. It's thick, it's solid. Look at these welds. Flawless. Let's get it on. And remember, you could do this yourself, or you can get a Whipple dealer like me to install it for you. Not only the EcoBoost upgrades, but also superchargers, and all these come with a tune and everything like that, so it's in and out. This installation here typically takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Can be done quicker, but that's just what the average time is. So the cooler's been installed. I just gotta tighten the clamps, and then I could possibly start working on the tune file. I'm not a tuner, but I know a guy. I've decided just to run the harness that I have for now, and that way if I just get a pigtail, I don't have to remove this portion, or the shutter, or the radiator support, whatever. I don't have to remove any of that. I'll just splice into here, install the sensor when it comes here for the adaptive cruise, and I'll be all set. If I do decide to get a harness, I will have to unfortunately remove this again. No big deal, just a couple bolts here and there, a couple screws. But for right now, I'm gonna put it all together, plug everything in, and run the codes again with ForceScan and see what I can clear and what I can't. I am still missing the ABS sensor, but that's just the ABS issue. I'm trying to get all the codes to go away in the PCM, and that should do it, because every sensor is going to be plugged in right now. So let's get it on there. It's running so much better with all those sensors connected, obviously. But I'm about to scan it and see what codes are left in the PCM. It's supposed to be none. The pre-collision assist, that's the wires I have. I gotta change the pigtail, and I'm still missing the module. And then the ABS sensor. So once I get all of those things connected, all the lights should go away. And also, I bought my wheels brand new takeoffs, and the previous owner took the sensors out, so that's why the TPMS light is on. But I'm mostly curious about the PCM at the moment. So it just ran all the codes through all the modules, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear. Yes. Turbocharger, bypass, AC compressor, circuit, coolant pump, control low. So some of these codes are still coming back. That's not good. But on the bright side, the airbag light is completely gone. So at least one light went away. Check engine light came back. I'm gonna have to check the wiring. So there's still a few codes in the PCM I can't get rid of because of that harness. And I'm pretty sure it's damaged somewhere else besides that pigtail or that connector being missing for the adaptive cruise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and order the new harness just so I can rule that out, because that actually runs through the shutter, which I still have a code for that. It says lost communication. And then it runs to this cooling bypass valve here, which is plugged in, but again, this harness basically communicates with it from the PCM. So I'm gonna replace the harness, and I should be good to go as far as PCM codes. But got rid of the airbag light in this video, and made a parts list. Pretty much got everything ordered, and next video is going to be the last video on this one. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Later.